Brothers and sisters, we have an announcement to make from a city in Eastern Asia, Hong Kong, that its name is taken off the list in this year's Millie Moss Month. The Pearl of Orient has lost its shine. Today, Hong Kong is already invaded by the evil dictator that claims to rule with socialism with Chinese characteristics. 1 year after the start of the revolution since the 9th of June in 2019, many revolutionists have lost their homes. Among them, those youth protesters who attempted to escape 4 months ago are illegally detained within the territory of mainland China until right now. Unfortunately, political arrests and inhumane actions and suppression of civil rights activists have always been going on under the rule of the Chinese Communist Party. And the recent forced extradition of the Tokyo's is only a tip of the iceberg. Chinese Communist Party's plan to invade Hong Kong by 2020, including the extradition and national security bill, were already noticed by the Anonymous in 2017, as well as their plans to have 75% share of the infrastructure in African regions to take over the technology business for surveillance and propaganda. In 2018, the Anonymous has reviewed the set plans to major legislation council members. However, was not answered to with interest nor attention. The legislation council, elected by the people, has lost its function in representing and voicing out for the people. The same politicians has warned about the threats yet have declined to work against them are still standing in the council, continuing to put up shows for more votes and benefits. Could you still count on them? This special administrative region of China has not stopped for a second in arresting the opposition under its tyranny. The situation is comparable, if not more extreme, than it used to be in Ukraine and Catalonia. For how many more times do we have to witness history repeating itself to say enough is enough? If we do not together go against tyranny today, will you not fear that one day the same will happen in your own cities and towns? Look at your own society. Do you think you can change it with the only faults that you have? The ways we used to check and balance the systems are not as effective anymore. Global protests are no longer responded with changes in the system, but only more suppression by the government. The resistance in China and Asia has taught us the lesson. With our own bloodshed in the police brutality, and lives lost to the tyranny. Brothers and sisters in Europe, we believe that revolutions build from the actions of each of the citizens. We do not have to beg for foreign governments for mercy, because we believe in the power of world citizens. Let all of you together defeat this evil dragon. Regardless whether the city, Hong Kong, exists in the world, the spirit of us Hong Kongese, just as the ideas of Anonymous, is bulletproof. I trust that you will stand with us in fight against tyranny. However, beware of the false statements and information spreading around. There are people scamming with fake nations, creating fake news. That only confuses the resistance and is toxic to our fight. Do not let your kindness to the solidarity of the protesters. Stop the nations. Money does not compensate, and we do not need peace. The revolutionists are here to raise the spirit of the protesters. Bring them back like a sponge. Remember our speech in 2007. United as one and divided by zero. We do not forget and we do not forgive. Brothers and sisters, today attention alone is not enough to take back the lost city. I need you to stand with us against this dictator. We hope to see the reappearance of a true Hong Kong in the near future, and we promise the name will represent unity, democracy, and freedom when the time comes. We do not have much time to prepare for it. If you are a woke citizen, join us. Help the protesters who fled to your region. We do not rely on governments, nor the politicians. We believe in the citizens, and we believe in you. Brothers and sisters in the lost city, your bloodshed won't be in vain. Your names will be remembered when the sun shines again on our land. Everyone will shed their tears for you under our flag at half-mast. Till then, before we take back our homeland, be prepared and let us all be united. We do not beg for pressuring one government with the power of another. This always has been a war between the people and the repressive regime. In a war against them, we need mutual agreement among world citizens instead of the agreement of other governments. We need common disapproval of the laws of the dictator that we disapprove. Today, we have three statements to make. Firstly, Hong Kong is delisted in the Million Mouse March since year 2020. It is considered a part of China, and following that, we do not acknowledge any contracts of trade with Hong Kong or its currency. The totalitarian government has taken over our home, and we are forced to give it up. We need your acknowledgement and execution with us. Claim to deny the existence of Hong Kong and isolate the region. Stop all economical activities with the city and leave the city alone for the moment. Secondly, Hong Kong shall be addressed to not as Hong Kong, but the special administrative region as a part of China. The legend of Hong Kong has to be taken as history for now, that the city is dead. The acknowledgement of the special administrative region as Hong Kong is destroying the world citizens' perception of the truth. People residing in the city are no longer citizens, but residents of the SAR. Third and finally, when helping out refugees fled from the SAR, be kind, but also beware of potential scams. Help them integrate into the new communities they are resided in, but do not allow them to depend on your money alone. Instead of donating or non-stop protesting, we all can carry out more impactful actions with our own hands. As a final remark, the current invasion of our home doesn't mean their ultimate victory. The war is still going on, globally. At this moment, when the statement is made in Amsterdam, in Europe, you may not relate it to yourselves. However, the anonymous must hereby warn that the penetration of Chinese products, business, and influence is creeping in, especially in the tech business such as Huawei. Brothers and sisters in Europe, while you're busy with local issues, please be aware that the evil dragons move with its every tiny move is getting closer to your daily life.